the most terrifying natural disasters in history. Have you ever wondered what it feels like to be at the mercy of nature's fury? In today's video, we're diving into the most terrifying natural disasters in history. From earthquakes that reshape continents to volcanic eruptions that darken the skies, we'll journey through time to understand these cataclysmic events. Stay with us till the end to uncover the sheer power of Mother Nature and how these events have shaped our world.
1. The deadliest earthquake in history hit Shanxi, China in 1556, killing approximately 830,000 people. 2. The 2011 earthquake and tsunami in Japan was so powerful it shifted Earth on its axis and shortened the day by a few microseconds. A heat wave in Europe in 2003 resulted in over 70,000 deaths, more than any war in the 21st century. 4. The 1883 eruption of the Krakatoa volcano in Indonesia was so loud it could be heard 3,000 miles away. 5. The largest tornado outbreak ever recorded happened in 2011 in the United States with 362 tornadoes in 3 days. 6. The 2004 Indian Ocean earthquake was so strong it released more energy than all the earthquakes on the planet in the preceding decade. The Great Smog of London in 1952, caused by coal pollution, killed an estimated 12,000 people. 8. The deadliest tsunami in history occurred in the Indian Ocean in 2004, killing over 230,000 people in 14 countries. The 1815 eruption of Mat Tambora in Indonesia is the most powerful volcanic eruption in recorded history, causing a year without a summer. 10. The 1931 China floods are considered the deadliest natural disaster ever recorded, with estimates of up to 4 million deaths. The Dust Bowl of the 1930s in the USA caused severe dust storms that damaged the ecology and agriculture of the American and Canadian prairies. 12. The Great Hurricane of 1780 is the deadliest Atlantic hurricane on record, with a death toll of between 20,000 and 22,000 people. The Bola cyclone of 1970 in Bangladesh is considered the deadliest cyclone ever, causing around 500,000 deaths. The 2010 earthquake in Haiti was so devastating, it resulted in the death of 230,000 people and made 1.5 million homeless. 5. The 1920 Haiyuan earthquake in China was so destructive it caused landslides and ground cracks over a vast area. 6. The 1906 San Francisco earthquake and fire is one of the worst urban disasters in American history, with over 3,000 deaths. The 1783 Laki eruption in Iceland killed 25% of the country's population and caused a famine that lasted a year. The Bola cyclone in 1970 is considered the deadliest tropical cyclone ever recorded. 19. The 2005 Hurricane Katrina is one of the deadliest hurricanes in U.S. history, causing over 1,200 deaths. 20. The 2008 Sichuan earthquake in China caused over 69,000 deaths and left 4.8 million people homeless. The 1976 Tangshan earthquake in China is considered the 20th century's deadliest earthquake, with an estimated death toll of 242,000. 22. The 1556 Shanxi earthquake in China is the deadliest earthquake ever recorded, with an estimated death toll of approximately 830,000. 3. The 2010 Russia heat wave led to the death of roughly 56,000 people due to wildfires and smog. The 2003 European heat wave resulted in the hottest summer on record in Europe since at least 1540. 25. The 2011 Tohoku earthquake and tsunami in Japan is the costliest natural disaster in history, causing approximately $360 billion in damage. 6. The 1985 Nevado del Ruiz volcano eruption in Colombia is the second deadliest volcanic disaster of the 20th century, causing over 23,000 deaths. 27. The 1991 Bangladesh cyclone is one of the deadliest tropical cyclones on record, causing approximately 138,866 deaths. 28. The 1942 Quit India famine resulted in the death of an estimated 3 million people. 29. The 1970 Ancash earthquake in Peru triggered a landslide that buried the town of Yungay, killing 20,000 people. 30. The 1972 Nicaragua earthquake destroyed 90% of Managua, leading to widespread casualties and making over 500,000 people homeless.
Our journey begins in 1556, in the heart of China's Shanxi province. Imagine a seemingly ordinary morning, the sun rising over the terraced hillsides. Suddenly, the ground trembles, escalating into a deafening roar. Buildings crumble, burying inhabitants under tons of rubble. This was the Shanxi earthquake, the deadliest in recorded history. With an estimated magnitude of 8, it ripped through the Earth's crust with unimaginable force. The human toll was staggering, with 830,000 lives lost in minutes. Fast forward to the 21st century, a time of technological marvels and unprecedented urban growth. Yet despite our advancements, we face the terrifying reality of earthquakes once more, a force of nature that remains beyond our control. On March 11, 2011, Japan experienced a magnitude 9 earthquake, one of the most powerful ever recorded in human history. The earthquake triggered a monstrous tsunami, a wall of water over 100 feet high, engulfing entire towns and cities, leaving devastation in its wake. The images were apocalyptic, cars tossed about like toys, buildings reduced to rubble, and landscapes forever altered. The human cost was immense, with over 15,000 lives lost and countless others displaced, their homes and livelihoods destroyed. The earthquake was so powerful that it shifted the Earth on its axis, shortening our day by a few microseconds, a testament to the sheer force of the event. The Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant suffered a catastrophic meltdown, releasing radioactive material into the environment, compounding the disaster. The 2011 Tohoku earthquake and tsunami serve as a stark reminder of our planet's awesome power and the fragility of human civilization in the face of natural disasters. While earthquakes and tsunamis unleash their fury in sudden bursts, other natural disasters unfold more subtly. In the summer of 2003, Europe experienced a heat wave of unprecedented intensity. Temperatures soared to record highs, baking the continent for weeks. Forests turned to tinderboxes, wildfires raged, and cities became furnaces. The elderly and infirm were particularly vulnerable, with hospitals overflowing and morgues reaching capacity. Over 70,000 people across Europe succumbed to the heat, making the 2003 heat wave one of the deadliest natural disasters in recent history. It served as a wake-up call to the realities of climate change. Chapter 4: Krakatoa, the roar that shook the world. In 1883, the island volcano of Krakatoa erupted with a force rarely seen in human history. The initial explosions were heard thousands of miles away, reaching as far as Australia and India. The air pressure wave circled the globe 7 times. The eruption triggered tsunamis that ravaged coastlines across the Indian Ocean, killing tens of thousands. Volcanic ash darkened the skies for months, causing global temperatures to plummet. Krakatoa was a stark demonstration of the interconnectedness of our planet. Chapter 5: Tornado Alley's Fury Unleashed, the 2011 Super Outbreak. In 2011, Tornado Alley experienced an outbreak of tornadoes unlike anything seen before. Over 3 terrifying days in April, 362 tornadoes ripped through the American South and Midwest. Towns were flattened, forests turned to matchsticks, and cars were tossed about by the ferocious winds. The human cost was significant, with over 300 lives lost. The 2011 super outbreak served as a stark reminder of the destructive power of nature. It was a testament to the capricious nature of tornadoes, their paths of destruction often unpredictable. Chapter 6: 2004, the day the ocean roared. On December 26, 2004, a cataclysm unfolded in the depths of the Indian Ocean. Tectonic plates collided, releasing an energy equivalent to thousands of atomic bombs. This seismic convulsion triggered a tsunami, a series of monstrous waves that radiated outwards. The waves hit, towering over 30 feet high, crashing onto the shores of Indonesia, Thailand, Sri Lanka, India, and beyond. Entire villages were wiped off the map, buildings reduced to rubble, and lives lost on a scale that defied comprehension. The 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami was the deadliest in recorded history, claiming over 230,000 lives across 14 countries. Chapter 7: The Great Smog of 1952. Imagine the bustling streets of London shrouded in a thick yellow fog, a noxious cocktail of smoke and pollutants. The city, usually vibrant and full of life, was suddenly cloaked in a deadly haze. This wasn't the romantic fog of literature. It was far from the misty scenes depicted in novels. This was a killer smog, a deadly consequence of unchecked industrial pollution and a particularly cold winter that trapped the pollutants close to the ground. Coal fires spewed tons of smoke and sulfur dioxide into the atmosphere, creating a thick, suffocating blanket of smog that enveloped the city. Visibility was reduced to mere feet, making it nearly impossible to see what lay ahead. Transportation ground to a halt, with buses and cars unable to navigate the dense fog. The air became difficult to breathe, filled with toxic particles that irritated the lungs and eyes. The most vulnerable, including the elderly and those with respiratory conditions, succumbed to the deadly smog, their lungs unable to cope with the toxic air that invaded their bodies. The Great Smog of London claimed the lives of an estimated 12,000 people, leaving a lasting impact on the city and its inhabitants. It served as a stark reminder of the delicate balance between progress and environmental responsibility, highlighting the urgent need for cleaner air and stricter regulations. Returning to the raw power of the ocean, we revisit the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami. Imagine a wall of water, over 30 feet high, traveling across the ocean at the speed of a jetliner. The tsunami, triggered by one of the most powerful earthquakes ever recorded, raced across the Indian Ocean. The first wave slammed into the coastlines of Indonesia, Thailand, Sri Lanka, and India. Buildings were reduced to rubble, trees uprooted, and cars tossed about. The water, receding back into the ocean, carried with it the debris of shattered lives. The 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami was a stark reminder of the ocean's raw power. Our journey through time takes us back to 1815, to the island of Sumbawa, Indonesia. Mount Tambora, a volcano long dormant, roared to life in an eruption of unimaginable fury. The mountain lost a third of its height as millions of tons of rock and ash were blasted into the atmosphere. The sound of the eruption was heard over 1,200 miles away. Pyroclastic flows raced down the volcano's slopes, incinerating everything in their path. The massive amount of sulfur dioxide injected into the stratosphere created a volcanic fog that dimmed the sun's rays. The following year, 1816, became known as the Year Without a Summer. Our final destination takes us to China, where in 1931, a series of devastating floods ravaged the country, leaving an indelible mark on its history and people. Years of deforestation along the Yangtze River, combined with an unusually heavy monsoon season, led to unimaginable devastation. The relentless rains swelled the river beyond its capacity, creating a perfect storm of natural and man-made factors. The Yangtze transformed into a raging torrent, its waters engulfing towns and cities, breaching dikes, and inundating millions of acres of farmland. Entire communities were swept away, and the infrastructure crumbled under the immense pressure of the floodwaters. The scale of the disaster was staggering, with some estimates placing the death toll at 4 million people. The loss of life was compounded by the spread of diseases and famine that followed in the wake of the floods. The 1931 China floods stand as a stark reminder of the delicate balance between humanity and nature. The aftermath saw a nation struggling to rebuild and recover from one of the deadliest natural disasters in recorded history. It was a disaster exacerbated by human actions, illustrating the consequences of environmental degradation. The floods of 1931 serve as a poignant lesson on the importance of sustainable environmental practices and the need to respect the natural world. As we've journeyed through these terrifying natural disasters, we've witnessed the immense power of our planet and the fragility of human existence. From earthquakes that reshape continents to tsunamis that engulf coastlines, these events serve as stark reminders of our place in the grand scheme of nature. Thanks for watching. If you found this video intriguing, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more mind-blowing facts about our world. Stay safe, and see you in the next video.